The most reliable predictor of feeling addicted to pornography isn't how much you watch. It's how guilty you feel about watching. And yet the brain does change, quietly, without asking permission, in ways that have nothing to do with morality and everything to do with simple, ruthless efficiency. Consider two men. One prays every night that God will fix his broken reward circuitry after 3 videos a week. Another watches daily, feels zero shame, but during sex with his partner notices a brief mental overlay, a script, a position, a genre, and a half-second of emotional distance he's learned to ignore. One believes he's irreversibly damaged. The other believes it's harmless escapism. Both are wrong in ways that matter. Today I'm going to show you 6 patterns, not symptoms, not sins, that only make sense when you hold both truths at once. And one of them is the one most people fight hardest to deny they recognize. In 2014, researchers found that more hours of porn correlated with less gray matter in the right caudate, a region that helps us decide what's actually worth pursuing. That's real neuroscience. But meta-analyses of thousands of people keep finding something else. That moral disapproval and shame predict distress and self-labeled addiction far more powerfully than consumption volume ever does. Think of a river. Over time, water carves a deeper channel until the flow becomes automatic. You forget there was ever another path. Porn is a hydrological engineer, and the brain is the riverbed. The river changes objectively, but whether you call that erosion of your humanity or just a new waterway, that's entirely the story you decide to tell. And that story is often where the real suffering lives. Here are the 6 patterns that emerge when neuroplasticity meets either a silent moral panic or a silent denial. Sign 1. The reflex. That's faster than desire. You know, the 1, 2 second pause between tasks. That moment when your thumb opens a site, not from lust, but from a reflex, so fast it feels like breathing. You're not aroused yet. You haven't decided anything. Your body just executed a cognitive shortcut that your brain carved through repetition like muscle memory, except it lives somewhere you'd rather it didn't. This is not addiction. This is what a brain does when it finds a supernormal key that fits a lock it didn't know it had. The sign isn't that it happens. The sign is that it happens before you've chosen it. Sign 2. The mental library, with perfect indexing. You've curated a mental cue-specific timestamps, thumbnails across tabs, and you return days later with a librarian's precision. It's organized, almost functional. The surface says, I'm in control. The hidden truth is that your brain has long since stopped seeking novelty and started optimizing for effortless reward. It's not searching anymore. It's retrieving. The channel has deepened, you just haven't named it yet. Sign 3. Your brain categorizes before your body responds. This one is subtler. You open a site, and before arousal is even present, before there's any physical response, your mind is already classifying, sorting, almost pre-selecting the right stimulus for the current emotional state. Not tired, stressed. Different tab. Not bored, anxious. Different category. The system has become sophisticated enough to diagnose your internal state and prescribe the matching content faster than you can consciously observe it happening. That's not a search. That's a trained response pattern. Sign 4. The mental overlay during real intimacy. You're in bed with someone you genuinely love. And at the exact moment vulnerability peaks, a flicker from that mental library superimposes itself. A script. A position. A genre. It lasts half a second. Your body is present. Your arousal template is somewhere else. Most people won't say this out loud, not to a therapist, not to a partner, not in the comments of any video, because admitting it feels like admitting to something unforgivable. But here's what's actually happening. Your brain paired a powerful reward with a reliable cue thousands of times. Now a cue appears, real intimacy, real vulnerability, and the trained response fires automatically alongside it. You're not broken. The brain did exactly what it evolved to do. The damage isn't in the pairing, it's in the meaning you've been taught to assign to it and the silence you keep around it. Sign 5. Choosing the screen to avoid the labor of real connection. This one doesn't feel like a sign at all, it feels like a preference. It's the rare mornings, or the not-so-rare ones, when you choose the screen, not for pleasure, but to avoid the emotional labor of initiating real intimacy. The risk of rejection, the vulnerability of asking, the unpredictability of another human being who might be tired, distracted, or simply not in the mood. The screen never says no. It never needs you to be present, or patient, or honest. And so the neurological shortcut and the psychological escape become collaborators. One provides the efficiency, the other provides the justification. Together they feel like a reasonable choice, until you notice how long it's been since you made the other one. Sign 6. The emptiness that doesn't feel like satisfaction. Afterward, there's no warmth. No resolution, no release in the way that word is supposed to mean. There's just absence. And in that emptiness, if you're honest, you can finally feel what's been true for a while. The avoidance and the efficiency have merged into a single quiet current. You weren't seeking pleasure. You were managing discomfort. And the discomfort is still there, untouched, waiting. That's not addiction. That's a deeply rehearsed pattern that once protected you from rejection, from performance anxiety, from the terrifying unpredictability of another person who can hurt you. Understanding that distinction is not permission to keep going. It's permission to stop hating yourself while you figure out how to change. The brain changes are real. The 6 patterns are real. But the story we attach to them, irreversible damage or harmless habit, that story lives in a completely different part of the mind. And that story is often what's doing the most harm. The same neuroplasticity that carved these channels in the dark is the force that can rewire you back toward real life. Not through willpower alone, not through shame. Through the deliberate, imperfect work of letting the river find a new slope. A spontaneous eye contact that holds a second longer. A genuine laugh during sex that wasn't scripted. A moment of boredom that didn't reach for a thumbnail. That's the brain finding its way back. It's quieter than the rewiring, but it's real. Which of these 6 did you recognize, and how long had it been happening before you had the words for it? Tell me in the comments.